All right. This quiz has 20 questions. There's 8 of them that are false, so that helps you a little bit. For the ones that you believe are false, list what you think is the correct answer, and then tally those points up. Leave your total in the comments. See if you can beat me, and you'll see my score at the end. Thanks. All right. First 7 questions. The South Carolinian troops fired the first shots in the Civil War. Second question. South Carolina is the birthplace of Darius Rucker, the singer. Third question. South Carolina has a tree that's over 1,500 years old. Okay. Number 4. South Carolina's state flower is the yellow rose. 5. South Carolina's state motto is "We'll defend and honor." 6. South Carolina's biggest city is Myrtle Beach. And 7. South Carolina's state tree is the palm tree. All right. Write down your answers and we're moving on. Okay, South Carolina troops fired the first shots in the Civil War. That is true. The first shots were fired from Fort Sumter, and Fort Sumter is still a big tourist destination today. You have to take the ferry to get over there. That's amazing. We've been there. Um, Pretty cool to walk around, see the fort. There's guided tours and stuff. So if you have time, take it in, make a day of it, get out there and enjoy. Love seeing some history. South Carolina is the birthplace of Darius Rucker. That is true. Darius was born in Charleston, and he went to the University of South Carolina, and he was in a band called Hootie and the Blowfish, where that's what got him famous. He had a lot of big songs they did as a band, and then he went on his own, and he was doing country, and he still puts out some songs. He's had Wagon Wheel, a whole bunch of songs. So great singer, great person, and yep, so that is true. All right. South Carolina has a tree over 1,500 years old. That is true. It's the angel tree. And this is actually a picture of the angel tree. It's located on Johns Island. I haven't seen it in person, but I have seen a tree that's very similar in nature to this at a state park. So very cool. South Carolina state flower is the yellow rose. False. It's the yellow jasmine, and you can see the flowers, and that's them right there. So very pretty. I don't know that I've spotted these in the past or noticed that that's what they were, but they're. I read that they're like a vine, and that they're all over the place. So this summer, this spring, I will watch and see how many of those I see around. South Carolina's state motto is "We'll defend and honor." That's false. South Carolina does have 2 state mottos. Both are in Latin. So if you look at the state seal, it has it on each side there. I'm not even going to try to read the Latin that's there, but what those translate to is "prepared in mind and resources," and "while I breathe, I hope." So uh, whoever come up with those state mottos was pretty deep. So pretty cool though. All right, South Carolina's biggest city is Myrtle Beach. Um, you would think that that's possible, but that's actually false. Columbia was the biggest until recently. Columbia, which is the capital of South Carolina, was the biggest until recently, and it was surpassed by Charleston. And that's according to the Buford Fun Facts. So if you answered Columbia, you could kind of accept that it's not actually the biggest one. It just got surpassed. So, but it is Charleston. So, all right. South Carolina state tree is the pine tree. That's false. It's the palmetto tree. You would think as many pine trees as in the state that could be possible, but it's actually the tree that most people actually like is the palmetto tree. We actually had a couple of these palmetto trees put in last year. We love them. Um, so, answer is false. It's palmetto tree. All right, your next series of questions. South Carolina was named after the King of England's mistress, Carolina. Number 9, South Carolina produces more peaches than Georgia. Uh, 10, South Carolina has a festival with a tobacco spitting contest. 11, South Carolina used to be known as the Iodine State. 12, South Carolina is the birthplace of sweet tea. 13, the Pittsburgh Pirates were originally from South Carolina. 14, the British occupied Charleston during the Revolutionary War. All right, write your answers down. We're moving forward. South Carolina was named after the King of England's mistress. That is false. The correct answer is it was named after King Charles I of England himself. It was originally called by its Latin name, Carolus, I guess, and it translates to Charles, which was later named, got its name Carolina. Okay, so there you go. False. South Carolina produces more peaches than Georgia. That is true. South Carolina actually produces more peaches than any state in the U.S. other than California. That's the only state that produces more peaches. So the answer is true. South Carolina has a festival with a tobacco spitting contest. This is true. Not only do they have a tobacco spitting contest, they also do a 10K Hellhole Gator Trot. And this is all in to celebrate the Hellhole Swamp. It's a yearly festival. So that is true. If you think you're a really good tobacco spitter or you want to go do the Gator Trot, look up the Hellhole Swamp Festival and check it out. South Carolina used to be known as the Iodine State. This is true. As weird as that sounds, and it was even on the license plate, it was a big deal. But you can imagine clear back in the 20s and 30s, before all the technology and things, it was more about when something was invented. And so all of these different foods that are native to South Carolina have a lot of them have iodine in them. So you can see that's the fish, seaweed, shrimp, a variety of things there. So that is true. All right. South Carolina is the birthplace of sweet tea. That is true. Somerville, in fact. And now it's a favorite of people all over the world. So it is the birthplace of sweet tea. True. All right. The Pittsburgh Pirates were originally from South Carolina. That's false. You would think that that could be plausible since there was a lot of pirates and pirating off of the coast of South Carolina way back in the day, but the Pittsburgh Pirates were actually founded as part of the American Association in 1881 under the name the Pittsburgh Alleghenies after the Allegheny River up there. So, false. All right. The British occupied Charleston during the Revolutionary War. This is true. They did occupy Charleston for 2 years during the war. If you do the tour of Charleston down there, we did the horse-drawn carriage tour, and they tell you all about this. And a lot of the houses down there were, it's a great story. I'm not going to ruin it. Go down, check it out, do the tour. You'll find out some really wild information about during the occupation, and then how it was handled when they left, when the British left. So check that out. Very interesting. All right. Questions 15 through 20 to wrap it up. South Carolina has an island known as Monkey Island. Monkey Island. 16. Barbecue was born in South Carolina. 17. South Carolina's state bird is the pelican. 18. South Carolina only has one professional sports team. It's the NFL's Carolina Panthers. 19. South Carolina had the world's smallest police station, which was the size of a toll booth. 20. South Carolina had a police report of a lizard man attack in 1988. All right, South Carolina has an island called Monkey Island. That's true. The island is actually called Morgan's Island. It's affectionately known as Monkey Island because there's over 3,500 free-ranging Indian origin monkeys living on the island. It's a protected island. You get a chance, you know, South Carolina is beautiful. Visit all these fantastic places and see the sights. Barbecue was born in South Carolina. This is an arguable fact. Um, I imagine there's a lot of places that think that they have the steak, the barbecue, but there's some barbecue experts that have researched this, and clear back in 1566, when the Spanish and Native Americans were near Beaufort in a French fort, they used to make barbecue whole animals and stuff over flames and essentially creating barbecue. So I'm going to go with that story. South Carolina, first barbecue invention, true. South Carolina's state bird is the pelican. That is false. It's actually the Carolina wren. And you'll see these little guys flying around. So it's not the pelican, it's the Carolina wren. All right, South Carolina only has one professional sports team, and that is the NFL's Carolina Panthers. False. That team is actually in North Carolina. It's actually in Charlotte, um, to be precise. That's the only. There is no professional teams in the state, but Charlotte's just outside of South Carolina, and on the other side is the Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta Braves. So you have several teams that are near South Carolina, but they're actually in other states. So false. There is no professional sports teams. All right. South Carolina had the world's smallest police station, the size of a toll booth. That is true. In Ridgeway, South Carolina. Um, the history says that from 1940 to 1990, that little tiny police station was there. And then they built a new station. So that is true. Number 20. South Carolina had a police report of a lizard man attack in 1988. That's true. It was a teenager that reported a large, scaly creature attacked his car. When the police investigated, they saw long scratches on the car and three-toed footprints. Um, so at the incident. So you be the judge of that. That's the only report of it. So I don't know. Maybe it was an alligator. All right. True. All right. Let's see how you did. All right. Here's a little answer key. It also gives you the correct answers, as you can see there, for the ones that was missed. So that's the bonus point ones. So there was 8 bonus points. So the maximum score would have been 28. One for each correct answer, and then one for each answer for the missed. I got 17. I felt like that was pretty good. There was a lot of things that tripped me up a little bit, but it's all about having fun. So hope you enjoyed this. If you liked it, hit the subscribe, like, share your points. I'd like to see what some other people got when they took these. Thanks.